Here he goes. He has to write that.
You got no £2 for me? I've made a note about that in my diary. You know you, son, right?
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Did it for £5?
No, I had to walk home last week, because I think I lost £4.
Well, you had your car.
Get ready to give him more.
Huh?
Well, get ready to give him more.
Has he forgot his car?
Yeah, I'm only joking, sir.
But I guaranteed it.
£5 today, yeah?
Guaranteed it.
Yeah, that's good, that's good.
Oi, listen, oi.
Yeah, I think I'll listen. £5.
No, I'm programmed. What it is, on a Tuesday I program myself, and I had to do Control-Alt-Delete to get back to normal. I program myself to deliver the subject. I deliver the subject, that's my job. I'm the man to do it.
Started already. Oh, I fucking love him. Oh, Tommy, my name. Oh.
And then,
Where's Sean? He's gonna get scolded. Oh, that little shut.
the thing is this, right? They asked me to come in and deliver a subject 2 days a week. So I said, no! But then I thought, well, why waste all that vast experience and expertise? And I want to make one statement, and my statement is clear. I'm here for one reason, only your success. Anyone wants to do anything about it, come and see me. Now in December, you're going to sit an exam, second week in huh? Have I gone through already, sir? Have I?
Yeah.
Did I give you this already?
Yeah, you did.
Was it this one?
He doesn't forget.
Yeah, that's the syllabus, yeah. I gave you the syllabus.
That one?
Yeah, you did.
The 90-minute one, yeah? That's not good.
Why doesn't it say that in my diary?
Yeah,
He
right.
forgot.
You don't forget this, though.
He don't forget. He just misremembers. Misremembers. Oh, you can tell it's gonna be fucking hilarious already, doesn't it?
Right, then, look.
What's Sean getting bollocked?
Can't wait,
I still that syllabus.
Keegan. I can't wait for Sean to get a load of abuse.
Oh, I remember, yeah, it comes on, yeah, it's in my diary, it comes under intro.
Yeah.
When it's intro to the course, I issue them. Sorry, it does say intro in my diary. Don't you start on me. I've been filling diaries out for a quarter of a century. Wow!
Here he is.
Get that for me, son. Just a quick warning, please. I've got to give you a warning.
Oh, here we go.
I'm hyperactive, and I've got a psychiatric report to show you, but I won't show you today. So if the lesson goes on and on and on and on, it gets to sort of 8 or 9 o'clock at night, you have to remind me, okay? Because what you've got to remember is, while you lot are all collapsing and getting tired and bitching and moaning, I'll keep going. What are you talking about? I should work 18 hours a day.
Imagine 3,000 people.
I don't have the attitude, sir.
Oh my fucking god.
That's it. Of course, what you got to remember is, that's in the old days. You can't do that anymore, because Did I ever tell you I worked in a petrol station
Injury head.
when I left school?
No.
From 14 to 15 I worked in a petrol station.
So that could be the
There
smell.
was no automatic service in them days. The cars had come in, and my job, I was only 14, was because I left school at 15. So the cars had come in. I'd have, you know, it's not self-service like today. My job was to fill the cars up, and if you wipe, I was to wipe the windscreens as well. And it was a nice job for a kid on the Saturday. I was to work Saturday and Sunday actually. So I'd fill the cars with petrol, and so I was over in them days, and I was to get 10 shillings. I'll tell you about it one of these days.
Oh, tell us
My
that.
favourite one was a Jaguar XJ6 because it had 2 tanks. So Mr. Green had come in. He said, "All right, boy, come here." He used to smoke a big cigar. The cigar's about a foot long. And there was me filling petrol into the car, right? Petrol fumes everywhere, and this guy was smoking a big fucking cigar, smoking away. And then if the cigar went out, he'd try and light it with a lighter in a petrol station. But guess what? I never got blown up. If you've done that nowadays, you'd be arrested. Oh, that's no, it'd be called, whatchamacallit? I forget another law they call it now. Oh yeah, I know the law. Blowing people up if you smoke in a petrol station. They don't do it anymore. They don't smoke in petrol stations. So what's wrong with them? What a bunch of babies. Anyway, so here we go. I was going to say, who cleaned that board? I'll tell you who cleaned it. I cleaned it. Because every other classroom I come into in the modern era, they don't clean the board. You know why? Because they're lazy. The saying is, you can bring a horse to water, but... No, that's the wrong answer. You can bring a horse to water, but... Thank you, sir.
Fuck, what did you say?
Okay, let's make a start now. Last time we met, we were doing Holmes Law, then we double check that.
Don't forget though.
Move forward.
Just double checks himself.
Well, let's make a start.
My cheeks already hurt.
If the man's a PE shirt though. Mind you. The colour as well.
Yeah, that must be valid, was it? That's fine, yeah.
Navy and orange.
No, we will be covering, undercover the whole
Shit.
area non-stop. I'm just going to go mental. And if we go over ground again, once or twice, it don't matter. But Ali's already told me what you've done, it's fine. I was only pretending I didn't know. Okay, let's have a look then, guys. Last time we met, we've done Ohm's Law, that's fine. So Ohm's Law, the concept is pretty simple. We discussed it last week. Do you remember, we were here last week? Maybe not. So we looked at Ohm's Law, vehicles IR. We've done a few calculations on that, okay? So let's do a quick one and then get on the rest of the lesson. I'll do a quick revision session before I start and all this. Here we go. Pen with paper, pen 1 millimetre from paper, ready to strike. Sorry about that. Every time I pick up a pen, I'll steal it. Basically, I'm an art criminal. Not as bad as Professor James Moriarty, I must admit. Okay, so here we go. Quick example, question number 1. Calculate the current in a circuit containing... Are you reading it down yet? Calculate the current in a circuit. Calculate the current in a circuit containing a 50 ohm resistor. Calculate the current in a circuit containing a 50 ohm resistor connected to containing a 50 ohm resistor connected to a 200 volt supply. Draw and calculate it. Draw and calculate it. drawing calculator. 200 volts, yeah. 200 volts is my 58's favourite
And
voltage.
even 40, right? Not 40, 4.
I thought I booked my bag in the workshop.
So I go for the whole list. Right, give me the information, I'll draw it down, give it to me. 50 ohms, is it? 2 dots represent the supply. Capital V is the voltage. The current is driven around the circuit, capital I. Resistance is 50 ohms, you said, didn't you?
You said it, not me.
Divide it, no?
What's the voltage? 200? Okay, so the way I want it laid out, we've discussed it before, this is a recap. I want it laid out correctly. The first equation goes in, V equals IR, and then you put down the subject after that. So it's got to be laid out in a certain way.
Divide it. Oh, you divide it. It's 4.
Sorry, sir. So that's 200 over 50 ohms, isn't it? 4 amperes.
Yeah, amperes.
4
How many volts? It's 200 volts, 50 resistance, and it's volt divided by
Last week
resistance.
we've done that. That's just a simple
Why is he got- I'm
recap.
so happy.
Just introducing Ohm's law. Next subject. Let me see your notes on Ohm's law from last week. My last lesson, please, sir. And make sure you put dates on every single page, and also number every page. Where's your, oh, there it is. Page, page. They look like my notes.
I stole them.
You've got the triangle there and all. Ain't a bad start, is it, mate? Yeah, that's fine. Next time you do a one-way line circuit, that's a physical layout. I also want the actual circuit diagram to go with it. Right? The next time, I want to see the circuit breaker there. I want to see the switch there. I want to see that there. I want to see that there. I want to see the lamp there. I want to see that going back. I want it labelled up. Live, neutral. That one there is called the switch feed. I don't care what this one. This one. That's the physical layout. That shows the physical layout for the cable. You understand, which is fine. It's called an as-fitted drawing. But then when you come and do the connections, to do a circuit diagram or wiring diagram helps. So what, yes, that's actually what I want to be one. Just get used to it, do you know what I mean, mate? So that should be blue.
You know what I mean?
And of course these will be brown.
Do you know what I mean, Keegan? Do you know what I mean?
And I've left the CPC out, the earth wire. But you've got to do something. As fitted drawing, circuit diagram, wiring diagram. You've got to know the three systems. It'll come with practice, sir. Ah! Before I start the next subject, I can now get access to PowerPoints. Don't know what for, I never use them, but I'm going to put one on the board just to make me feel happy that I can use one. Okay, next subject please, here we go. We've done Ohm's law, then we do resistors in series, then we do resistors in parallel, then we do electrical power. Next heading please, resistors in series.
So we've done that.
I know you've already done it, I'm putting an example on the board which you're going to do. Listen, we're a team here. We are a team.
Hey, what's series?
S-E-R-I-E-S. 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 Spain Champion, South of England, 1963. Psychology, P-S-C-O-L-G-Y. What's going to be on next? P-S-Y, psychology, C-O-L-L-Y. What are you talking about? Okay, we've done series already. Do this example for me to cheer me up.
We're already happy. Says on the board, you've got to be happy.
Now listen, gentlemen,
Oh, okay.
we're doing the exam December time, first week, second week. And I'm not coming back in January if you fail. If anyone in this room fails, I'm not coming back. What are you talking about? I've been going through so many past papers and questions. I've seen every question in the history of the world. So you'll be getting all that information before the exam. So I want you to do well because you're civilised. But the only thing is you do like tea breaks and lunch breaks, which is bad manners. Right, here's a question for you to do for me, please. And then we're going to look at parallel and we're moving on to the next one. We're on a roll.
Seven cup of tea a day.
I ain't sugars in each.
What's he looking at?
Oh,
No, I
That's
was
annoying. look at my old textbook from the old days. So, it's nothing to do with you.
How much money do you get given?
No.
Do this example for me, please. So let's have some resistors in the circuit. Let's put a 10 ohm fella in there. Let's put a 20 ohm fella in there. And let's put 30, 40, 50. Let's put a 20 ohm in there as well. Bit of a laugh, isn't it? Hello, sir. Jot that down. Were you here last week, son? Are you in Group B? Nice to meet you. Series circuit, series circuit, series circuit. A series circuit with components are connected one after the other, so it's the same current goes for all of them. Piece of piss. Mind you, I say a piece of piss. I remember when I was 7, I got a calculation wrong with series circuits. Pissed me off really. But by the time I was 7 and 4 days, I managed to suss it. Right, work it all out for me. First one I want to know what the current is, the total current, and then I want to know what the voltage is.
Can't understand what the fuck he's saying after.
Sodders have had enough of it, I'm going. Happened to me once at Harrow College of Education in January 1986. Don't get down on it.
You can't work out the voltage of the current. Yeah, I know.
That's the difference, you see. When I finish, the ball's left spotless.
You have to have them.
Well, I've all the facilities with me.
No, we'll just have them up. The only thing we've got is resistance.
Yeah. If he wants us to find the current, he needs to give us the fucking.
So, write this down for me, please. Calculate. Ready to roll, ready to roll, ready to roll, ready to roll. Put down calculate. Supply current. Calculate supply current and voltage across each resistor. Calculate current and voltage across each resistor.
And voltage across each resistor.
Calculate current and voltage across.
Obviously, you only want it for these
Board.
I'm not talking.
So I'm already trying working out for the total current, total resistance.
Yeah, well, I didn't put that down on purpose because I want you to know that you can't work out the current without knowing the total resistance first.
Okay, that's fine.
It's fine. I could have put down calculate total resistance, but I can be bothered.
Fair enough.
So to find the total current in the circuit, obviously it's like, oh look, let's see who's a scaredy cat and who isn't then. What a bunch of scaredy cats.
So, So,
Hmm?
you spell calculator wrong.
What's that, sir?
You spell the calculator wrong.
No, it says calculate. The word is
No, that's you and you and
No.
you.
that is a you. Calculate is correct, sir.
I mean, that's you.
Sorry?
That's you.
The first A looks like a U.
No, it's an A, sir.
Yeah, you
Calculate.
write A's and U's the same.
You'll get used to it.
That's it. You're the A, though.
I think this is
No, it's an A.
Yeah, that's a scar, dude.
That's an A. Can you not see the A? Calculate.
No.
I see a U.
Not a U, it's an A. Calculate. So calculate I and voltage across. But good attempt, but it's not. It's wrong. You owe me a fiver. That says C-A-L-C-U-L-A-T-E. Calculate. Right. Anyone worked out the current yet, or what? Are you still trying to spell calculate? You just worded the history of spelling.
I can't do it.
Anyone worked out the current yet?
There's no voltage.
Well done. So I like to see. So number one, I never mentioned the total resistance. So what you're doing is you're thinking about the subject. Thanks. Of course, what you might be thinking is, no, you bloody idiot, you forgot to do it. Makes me laugh, that.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
So calculate the current and voltage across each resistor.
Oh, what's this shit?
Oh, blimey! Okay, piece of piss, but it is very much a Sitting Gills question, do you know what I mean? So it's easy peasy.
Is it?
Hey, listen, oi. Do you know something? I'll tell you something now, right? It's true. I used to work for a bloke called Little Legs.
What?
When I worked for EDF, Electricity de France, I worked for a bloke called Little Legs.
Was he little?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's called Little Legs, that's his name. His mate's called Brain Dead. Anyway, so two of us worked with us, but no, they were two good guys, they were great workers, and it used to be funny because I used to do visiting lecturers as well as working as an engineer for EDF, and they used to say to me, Tom, how do you remember all this stuff? So I used to say to them, if you're doing the same thing every year for 50, well, not 50 years, then about 30 years, you'd remember it. So all this stuff, right, when you get a model answer, it never changes. See what's on the board? Any question that ever comes up in series circuits follows this method here. So it's a piece of piss, it really is, and it's Ohm's law. So if you look at it first of all, the current has got to get through 50 ohms of resistance in total. So it's Ohm's law, I equals V over RT, so it's 200 over 50 is 4 amps, isn't it? Piece of piss. So then what happens is the current does this. Look, the current's driven around the circuit. As it's flying around the circuit, there's a voltage across there, which can be measured. And the equation is Ohm's law, V equals IR1. So it's 40 volts, it's, oh, I couldn't do 410s for a minute, bloody hell. 420s is 80, 420s is 80. Add it all together, it should come to 200. Right, shout them out to me then. What's this one? What's the voltage across there? IR1, 4 times 10 is 40 volts. What's the voltage across there? What's the voltage across there? What's the voltage across there? Oh, I've gone too far. So if you add them all together, right, 80 and 80 and 40, 160 is 200 volts. The whole history of the world on series circuits is on the board, that's it. It's easy.
much you get each one? Each resistor?
Oh my god, look how dirty that cup is.
I got the total resistance.
Just to show it's unbreakable.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah,
And I got the 4 amp.
yeah, well, what it is then, what it is, sir, 4 amps comes along
Look how dirty
and
the
you
cup
apply
is.
Ohm's law every
Fucking
time.
minging.
So you apply Ohm's law to that section,
These are,
and do you agree there's 4 amps going through 10 ohms?
yeah.
Because what you've got, mate, is this. See that 10 ohm resistor, watch?
Yeah.
Come here a sec.
Oh.
I said to you in that circuit there, if I gave you a simple circuit like that, and I said to you, what's the voltage? You'll say, well, easy question. V equals I times R. Well, that's what you're doing there, sir. If you get that one, you get the idea. So,
Oh yeah, no, I read the question wrong. I thought it was the total current that we have to work. I don't know.
yeah. It's not very, to be fair, it's not very well written.
What you wrote, mate?
You need to speak to the man who wrote it and the voltage across each resistor. Sometimes what they sometimes like to say is the potential difference. But we don't really use that much. And that's voltage as well. Oh, no, I forgot. Whoa, hang on a fucking minute. I forgot about the fibre. A second. God, I nearly slipped up there. I nearly lost the fibre. So sometimes they write the
Oh, fucking
potential
hell.
difference.
Fucking
I nearly forgot there's 2 F's in it. Potential difference.
Oh, imagine I'll fucking edit that now. Just to be complete fucking rambling through.
Don't start Googling things now.
What's the rest of that?
You
I
can't
got
read
bored of
it.
it halfway through. I haven't spelled it wrong, it's got bored of it.
Yeah, he didn't know how to spell
So-
it.
Okay, bro.
No, it's quite fair. So the tricky bit is the double F. So the potential difference across each resistor. Right? There it is.
He don't lose a five. He's a fucking lady squiggle.
No, you scammed me last week, I can scam you this week.
I don't scan. What
I
was it?
reckon when I went out of the room, you changed fundamental. You changed the letter in fundamental.
No, I was
And when I done negativity, so remember all the words, when I done negatively charged, I reckon someone changed the L's around
You've
when I
written.
went out of the room.
You have a bag of chicken.
You've never
No, I
left the
didn't.
room.
I go back there. She's got a bag of like fresh chicken.
Right, potential difference.
I've had a fucking
ENC here.
quite a video edit. I'll edit this down just to make it pure shit.
Potential difference. Right, now next question is this. Got to concentrate now. Right, resistance in series is reasonable enough. Is that reasonable enough or not? Or do you want to fight?
Is that reasonable enough?
So-
It's been hot.
Next thing is this. Yeah. Next subject is resistors in parallel. Resistors in parallel. Here's your first example, please.
You know, register.
C-A-R-A-L-L-E-L, parallel. Just in case you spelled it wrong.
definitely didn't.
Good man. Here's your first example.
Why do you make everything about spelling? Why do you make everything about spelling?
No voltage or no current yet. Draw 3 resistors in parallel. So when they're in parallel, there's one connected across another, connected across another, connected across another. That's how it works.
What's a resistor? Actual, like,
40, 40, 20
current
ohms.
stores current
Ohms. Now before I put any voltages and currents on it, I want you first of all to understand how you calculate resistors in parallel. Now if you've got a phone, you've got a calculator, it's a piece of piss. We don't do it the old-fashioned way anymore. So you just need to pay attention to get this bit right, because it comes up a lot. Whenever it comes up, it's easy peasy. So, to find the total resistance of a parallel circuit, do you know what I mean? It's totally different to the normal format. Right? So what you've got to do is add in fractions together. And we don't find common denominators anymore. That's all just a load of nonsense. I'll go 1 over 20 plus 1 over 40 plus 1 over 40. So 1 over R2 equals that. So call that R1, call that R2, call that R3. Now look, wait, I haven't done anything amazing. I've just connected 3 resistors in parallel. It's important you understand there's a rule about parallel circuits. The total resistance is always lower than the lowest one in the group. We'll do some proofs in a moment. But the way this is done in the modern era is, right? I mean, when I started, we didn't have calculators. Had to do it longhand. So we had to find a common denominator. It's all done on calculators now, and in your exam you'll have a calculator. So what we do is, with fractions, if they're teaching you at school or teaching at the beginning, you have to find a common denominator. Agreed? Remember that from school, right? The reason why you find a common denominator, the common denominator for this would be 40, of course, is because you can't add different fractions together. And even if you did, what are you going to call it? A 20th foot, you could, if it's a 10th and a 10th and a 10th, it's 3 tenths, easy peasy. But what we do nowadays, we don't, I can't be bothered anymore. We use the x to the minus 1 key. So what we do is this. Watch, piece of piss. We go 1 divided by 20 equals, plus 1 divided by 40 equals, plus 1 divided by 40 equals. Then you press the x to the minus 1 key and it turns upside down at the end. So on your calculator, it's an x to minus 1 equals, the answer is 10 ohms. So for finding resistance in parallel, total resistance of that is 10 ohms. And I'll explain in great. So if you haven't got a calculator, use your phone. I want you to get used to the x to minus 1 button, or it's also called the 1 over x button. So this x to the minus 1 button, or 1 over x on some calculators, them buttons there do the final upside down calculation. So I want you to be able to do this every time in an exam. So can I look at your calculator for a moment? Is that okay? So look, if you have a look here, please. How do you turn it on? Oh yeah, that's better. So see that x to the minus 1 button? See that fella? That's turn it upside down button. So shout them out to me. 1 divided by 40.
You right there, mate.
I'm going to do equals because I don't know your calculator. Plus 1 divided by equals, plus 1 divided by
So do 1 over 1 divided by
20
20
equals.
plus
Turn it
1.
upside down at the end, x to the minus 1 key, press equals and gives you the answer, 10 ohms. Now if you haven't got, if you've got, do you know how to do this? You've got a calculator, you've got a calculator, do you know how to do it? You've got a calculator, you've got a calculator, do you know how to do it?
What does x to the minus 1 actually mean?
It's called a reciprocal button. What it actually means is it turns something upside down. So if you, let's just, okay, so everyone make sure you can do that. If not, go onto your phone, go to a calculator and rotate it and the science function will come up. Have you used this x to the minus 1 key? Good man, good man. Yeah. Have you used it? Good man, good man. Have you used it? Show our colleague how to do it. We work together here.
Is that?
What do you say?
Then flip it, so accelerate it 1.
That's what I did.
Nothing. See if it fucking works.
Where's the thingamajig?
The what?
That's to make it easy movement.
No, stop looking, I found it. Right, look at the board for a moment, look at the board for a moment. Look at the board for a minute, look at the board for a minute. Right, let me tell you,
That's fraction, yeah?
let me tell you the way the world works. So look here. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned long-handed way first. and then I'll never do it again till I die. Never.
He's going for it.
So if you're adding
Final
fractions, you've got to find a common denominator. The reason is, you can't just add them because they're different families. It's like trying to add apples and oranges and cakes, you understand? So what we do, we call something, at school they call it the lowest common denominator. Don't have to be actually, they were telling you fibs. Don't have to be the lowest, anyone will do. But for this one I'm going to do 40. Then what we do in mathematics, we say 20 goes into 40 twice, bring down a plus. 40 goes into 40 once, bring down a plus. 40 goes into 40 once. Now watch. 1 over RT is 4 over 40. But the guy doesn't want 1 over RT. 1 over RT is the reciprocal value. Now you might be thinking, why is the equation like that? Well, I can do the proof, but it won't help you. It'll just do your head in. So you just got to know the facts. So, what we do in mathematics, we turn that sod upside down. So if we turn that upside down, it's RT over 1, which is RT. Agreed? 10 divided by 1 is 10. 5 divided by 1 is 5. A brown hedgehog divided by 1 is a brown hedgehog. Anything you divide by 1's the same. So if I turn that upside down, I've got to turn that upside down. Gives me 40 over 4 gives me 10. Right? This is, all parallel circuits are done this way. It's a piece of piss, right? But listen, we don't do that anymore.
Please.
We don't do it anymore, we use a calculator. Now some calculators like this one's got a fraction key on it. You can use the fraction, but I can't be bothered. So I just simply do what it says on the board. 1 divided by 20. Now, with my calculator, I've got to press the equals each time. I think you can put brackets on it, but I don't do all that. So if you do 1 divided by 20 equals plus 1 divided by 40 equals blah, 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 press x to the minus 1 at the end, and it turns it upside down. So your question, what is the x to the minus 1 key, or what is the 1 over x key, is the turn it upside down key, also known as a reciprocal key. Is that alright?
What are you on there?
Oh bloody hell, we think I'm an expert on every mobile phone made in northwestern Europe. Your one on here, clearly says 1 over x key.
Whatever X. Oh,
Yeah, but
making
sometimes,
sure.
that's fine, but sometimes with mobile phones, you've got to do the first bit, 1 over 20 plus 1. And when you come to do the 1 over x key, you might have to put it in the memory and put the 1 over x key afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what's, because it'll come up wrong format.
Okay.
Let's see what your one does, do it for me. 1 divided by 20 equals, right, plus 1 divided by 40 plus 1 divided by 40 equals, right,